Hello all. Let me just increase my screen. All right, so hello all. This is a YouTube video on PL/SQL programming. So PL/SQL programming is a language for SQL to support objects. If you are familiar with SQL or SQL, some would say, you are creating SQL statements to do a simple select from one or multiple tables to give you a certain output back, or to perform more complex SQL that involves selects, updates, deletes, output modification, etc. Um, but with PL/SQL, it's a portable, high performance transaction processing language, which is a Oracle procedural extension of SQL. Now, some of the advantages of PL/SQL is tight integration with SQL, high performance, high productivity, portability, scalability, maintainability, and support for object-oriented programming. Under the tight integration with SQL, PL/SQL is tightly integrated with SQL, that mostly widely used database manipulation language. Under the high performance, uh, PL/SQL lets you send a block of statements to the database, significantly reducing traffic between the application and the database. High productivity, PL/SQL lets you write compact code for manipulating data. Portability, you can run PL/SQL applications on any operating system and platform where Oracle database runs. Scalability, PL/SQL stores subprograms, increase scalability by centralizing application processing on the database server. Manageability, PL/SQL store subprograms, increase manageability because you can maintain only one copy of a subprogram on the database rather than one copy on each client system. And then the support for object-oriented programming, PL/SQL allows defining objects that can be used in object-oriented designs. So hopefully you're familiar with SQL fundamentals. In this video, I want to discuss the fundamentals of PL/SQL and show you an example of PL/SQL procedure language extension to SQL. It provides the processing power of procedural language, and eventually we'll get to the uh, I will make a video on object-oriented programming language, but right now we're focused on the procedural um, side of PL/SQL. Right. So again, PL/SQL is a block structured language. This block contains three components. We have the declaration, the procedure, and the exception. Under under the declaration, starting with the keyword declare. Under procedure, starting with the keyword begin. Then you do the executable statements that goes to the end. And under exception, you have the error handling, starting with the keyword exception. So the 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 picture you see here is the flow of everything. This is the PL/SQL block that you create. We have the PL/SQL engine, which connects to the database. So the PL/SQL block, the procedural part, procedural statement executor, and the SQL statements actually goes to the database and it gives you your output. So Let's go to, let's run something. Um, yes, let me actually run. Uh, so if you see here, again, you have your three parts of your PLSQL, which you have your declare, which is optional. Here is where you define your variables, cursors, local types, and subprograms, which we're not going to discuss, of course. And then we have, not in this video. Then you have the beginning, which is required, and you have your statements that you can use for this declarative part. And then you have your exception, your error handling, and then your end. And you don't have to have the label, which is the label that you call it. That's optional. You could just say end. So let's go to, let's get a fresh page. Object file, SQL file. Yeah, sure. Okay. So um, again, we have the declare part, and here you will declare some variables. Then you have the begin part, which you're going to um, begin some uh, execution statements or whatever. And then here, I mean, you have your exceptions you can put. Then you can say end with, maybe you have the name of the subprogram, whatever. So, and that's really it. Let's go ahead and remove that. And to the basic, if you write this, no, you have written a PLSQL. Now it doesn't do anything. I can actually remove this because again, I said a statement earlier. It's not needed. And if you run this, nothing's gonna happen. I thought it was connected. Let's see here. Oh, messages. Why is it not showing? Okay, it's connecting. Okay. So you see, it's successfully completed. Again, there's no output. Let's do a simple. Um, hmm. Let's do a simple statement output, right? So let's do where we're gonna output something to the hello, hello, PL SQL world. Uh, and then one thing you have to do as well is let's see if I have it here. You have to get the output of it says server output is on. Right now, I think it's the default value is off. So that's one thing we learned in our class. The default value is off. So I'm going to set it as on. This other stuff doesn't matter. That's during our whole class where we did the page size for the output and stuff like that. And I had to look up what the recycle bin is, clear out that's what's there. So I guess you don't overcrowd it or whatever. So this is the main thing we run every time. So now that I run this again, here, hello PLSQL world. So that's our first procedural program that we have ran in this video, right? So that was the main thing. I just kind of wanted to introduce PLSQL. The next video, more than likely, I will go into more um, creating the procedural language, and there's going to be other videos, and we're going to eventually get to the object-oriented uh, portion of it, because we're going to get to a point where we can query the database and get a certain output, but it's only going to give you one value versus if we have it like object-oriented, we can get multiple values out of the database, which both of them are valuable, but the object-oriented was the most valuable. All right, thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope you have a good day. Thanks.